Hi, I'm Sassy and I'm nonverbal, and today I want to talk to you about how to talk to a nonverbal person and what are the do's and don'ts. Disclaimer: this is my personal opinion and every person is different, so please note this is just a basic guideline. Additionally, if you have done some of the don'ts, please note I don't judge you because ableism runs deep in our society, and I'm here to educate and to spread awareness. So if you watch this and change your behavior, you are not a bad person. Okay, here's my opinions. When interacting with a nonverbal person with a physical disability, there are several behaviors that are inappropriate and can be detrimental to their dignity and self-esteem. One common example is speaking to a caregiver or companion instead of addressing the individual directly. For instance, if a nonverbal person is accompanied by a family member, friend, or even a romantic partner, it is inappropriate to direct questions or comments to that person while ignoring the individual. This not only diminishes the person's presence, but also implies that they are not capable of engaging in the conversation, which can be disheartening. Another inappropriate behavior is using a condescending tone or language, such as simplifying speech to an overly childlike manner. Phrases like, "Are we having a good day?" or "Aw, they are looking that they are having so much fun." These kinds of comments can come across as patronizing. Instead, it's important to communicate naturally and with respect, acknowledging their maturity and intelligence. Using simplistic language can also inadvertently reinforce the idea that they are less capable, which is not only misleading but also disrespectful. Additionally, physical gestures that invade personal space without consent, such as patting their head or ruffling their hair, can be seen as demeaning. This behavior is often associated with how one might interact with a child or pet and can be interpreted as a lack of respect for the individual's personal autonomy. A better approach is to ask for permission before making any physical contact and to always be mindful of their personal boundaries. Finally, making assumptions about their interests or preferences based solely on their nonverbal status is another common pitfall. For example, assuming that they would enjoy toys or activities designed for young children can be limiting and dismissive of their actual likes and dislikes. Instead, engaging them in conversation about their interests or being open to learning about their preferences through their own means of communication fosters a more respectful and meaningful interaction. By steering clear of these inappropriate behaviors, we can create a more inclusive and respectful environment for nonverbal individuals, recognizing them as full participants in their own lives. Treating a nonverbal person with a physical disability as a child or a pet is fundamentally disrespectful and undermines their autonomy, dignity, and identity. This approach often stems from misconceptions about their capabilities and personhood. Nonverbal individuals may have varying degrees of cognitive function and emotional depth that are not immediately apparent. Reducing them to a status akin to that of a child or a pet fails to recognize their individuality and can perpetuate a sense of helplessness or infantilization. Such treatment can be particularly harmful as it strips away their agency and voice, reinforcing societal barriers that limit their full participation in life. When meeting someone who is nonverbal, it is essential to approach the interaction with respect and openness. First, it's crucial to recognize that communication can take many forms. While some nonverbal individuals may use assistive devices, gestures, or facial expressions to communicate, others may have their own unique methods. Observing and adapting to these forms of communication demonstrates respect for their autonomy. Instead of making assumptions about their abilities or understanding, engage with them as you would with any other adult. Speak directly to them, maintain eye contact, and use clear language, allowing them the space to respond in their own way. Additionally, it's beneficial to ask the individual about the best ways to communicate effectively. This not only shows that you value their input, but it also fosters a more inclusive environment. Patience is key. Allowing time for responses and being mindful of nonverbal cues can enhance the interaction. Finally, treating a nonverbal person as an equal partner in communication reinforces their dignity and agency, helping to create a more respectful and understanding society. In doing so, we can celebrate their individuality rather than reducing them to stereotypes or misconceptions.